Okay, let's see here. 49. Have we done this one?
Probably. I tend to roll ones we've already done.
45. We have done that one. So rolls up another one. $35. Okay, this is one we haven't done. All right. Do you sometimes long for a simpler life? What kinds of moments, like if so, what kind of moments make you long for a simpler life?
I mean, have you met Jinku? Could it get any simpler?
No,
No?
there's no time to think about that business.
Okay.
Yeah, Mix just wants like a fancy, rich life, not simple.
All right. That works.
Well, like a massive alchemy lab and a place where you can make alcohol that messes with people, yes, but about as simple as he gets.
Fair, fair.
We're not complicated people. We just like to fuck shit up.
Seems that way. All right. So, anyone want to give us a quick rundown of what we got up to last time? And here, let me. Where is the. Here, there's a map for a refresher. Let's see, where's the one we were on? Ah, there we go.
I'll be honest, I don't remember like shit about that session. That was the one I was in the closet most of the
Oh,
time.
that's true. That's right. The last time was when you guys
Yeah.
had tornado business going on. That's right. Okay, so
I remember we started the session in the tentacle room.
we did. So yeah, so we've been in this extra dimensional space. We keep going. We keep getting into those. Yeah, last time we were in a room chock full of tentacles, people in cages, some mess up stuff going on. Beat up what was in there and found out that it used to be, or at the center of it all was some like elfin girl that had like just gone nuts over time, stuff like that. You guys got into another room which seemed to be kind of like it was like a bedroom of sorts. Had a mattress full of souls. Had these little models of various towns and things that were like constructing themselves. Particularly one that was like a model of Waterdeep, it looked like. Some other kind of interesting things in there as well. Um, and then you guys had gone into kind of a larger room where there were people eating some kind of cursed food and getting slaughterhoused into various baked goods from some sort of demonic machine in another room. with a bunch of cooks with animal heads that you guys took out. And then the last place that you guys had ended up was in this just massive dark space that was just like littered with plates and like various kind of food refuse and things, and some old lady that was there that had been like her eyes had been sewn shut and stuff that you guys kind of helped her out of that. And she was telling you about how that the mistress who runs this place is up above, and she was telling you how to get up there um, by you can like touch the white tiles on the wall in like sequence, and they'll like slide out to like make a staircase so you can go up there. And she's been in like servitude here for quite a while. Supposedly some horrible stuff's going on. And the last thing you guys had done is you guys had taken a rest like underneath these stairs, since you couldn't really be seen from there, taking shelter under those tiles that would like slide out, making columns from the wall. So you guys should be rested up. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I did do that before I turned it off last time. Okay. And that was pretty much where we left off. Is you guys just took the break, and there's something up there because there's this like constant rain of like plates and silverware and stuff from like above that this old lady's just kind of perpetually cleaning down here on the floor.
That's right. Okay.
Wow.
You shared the
We did
DM
a
map
lot.
to us, so that's why I was also kind of struggling there because, but I remember it was that small room, and we had her go off the one girl go off into the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one where you guys are.
Wow, yeah, I don't remember any of that.
Well,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
kind of
blame you.
stressful too.
I
But
don't blame you.
I'm piecing it together in my slow adult brain here.
Um,
So essentially, we were at the boss fight.
pretty much, yeah. Like we were pretty much right at the end of it. Like we just have like whatever goes on in here at the end, but with time the fights usually take, we was going to put us way over, so we called it there, and we got this business.
All right.
But like from where you guys are, like this room that you guys are in is like pretty much just dark, except for this like candle that this old lady had on like a very thin kind of stand near her. Like the rest of this room is like dark, and as far as you can tell, it seems to like go up some like decent distance upwards. Like this place seems huge. Um, and you don't really have any idea what's up there besides whoever this mistress is that runs this place is up there. Um, but yeah, otherwise, like this room that you guys are in is just ginormous, big giant circle.
And we've realized we need to kill this lady with the plates, right? Has she seen us? Oh, sorry.
No, like you haven't seen her. She hasn't seen you. Um, like you've heard various mentions of her, like before you even came in here. The Gentry, the kid outside, was talking about how there was this uh clown lady, but he didn't like clowns, and so he didn't go in. And that there's the bedroom that you guys went through that seemed to be probably hers. Just from the stuff that was in there, like it seemed to be more of a kind of a personal space. Um, but yeah, otherwise you haven't really seen her. You've mostly just been running into all sorts of other weird, insane shit in here. But evidently she runs the place. And from what you've seen, the people that come in here don't seem to make it out. They seem to get turned into various foodstuffs from some sort of demonic machine for some
Oh,
purpose.
we need to get OSHA up in here.
I guess we probably need to kill this person, right, guys?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I'd like to get out of this place, so I say let's move forward with killing this person. I don't like it here.
All right.
I'll use, I don't know, maybe try and get their attention by casting like firecracker sounds or something up there.
Okay. Well, you don't know how like far up it is. Like you can't see up very far just because there's not much light in this place.
Oh,
But the old lady who was like cleaning down here that you guys had kind of helped a bit and undone the stitches that were like sewing her eyes and mouth shut. She mentioned that you can get up there by like most of the room in here is like kind of checkerboard tiled, and the walls are kind of these black and white like pretty large tiles on the walls. And evidently, if you like touch the white ones as you like go up, they'll slide out and make like a staircase to go up to where she is.
that's right.
Mhm.
That's right. All right. Let's get about killing, finish this person off. I'm kind of hungry for dinner and a drink. Get a nice warm bed. Torta will agree and move over to follow Boo up do the thing to move up the steps.
Sure. So you guys head over to the wall, and you kind of make your way like step by step, kind of touching your hand along the wall as you go up here, and they continue sliding out. And after a fair number of these going up, one that you touch seems to slide out quite a ways further than the rest of them, off to your right, and like you hear it kind of tap onto something. So it seems like this one extends to something up in the middle there. Let me. Oh, I'm already in that mode. Okay. Can't really see the stairs on this map, but they go up around the edge here, and then once you got to like the middle of the circle on the side, one of them extended all the way to this circle in the middle, which seems to be this kind of floating circular dais in the middle of this ginormous silo of sorts.
Okay.
Where would we come on to the
Oh,
stairs
sure.
from?
Let me. Okay, so you guys would probably like if you followed the path over, you guys would come onto the circle like here-ish. So let me just plop you guys over there. Okay. So as as you guys, get to the top of these stairs and turn that way, like this dais, while the edges are kind of dark, like the middle is pretty decently lit up. Around the center are these large curved buffet tables that are just like lavished with food, just piled with all sorts of various, meats and baked things, and probably all out of this, oven that you guys saw in the previous room. But there is quite a lot. Like these tables are loaded. And you notice that there is a pretty giant throne that's kind of on the northern end at the moment. And as you guys are kind of walking towards this, you see that this throne, every so often, like it'll stop in front of a table, sit there for a little while, and then it will rotate to the next table around the circle, stop there for a while, and so on around here. Giving the person sitting there a chance to sample from all of the various tables around here. You see sitting on this throne what appears to be a woman who is quite gaunt, surprisingly, considering the amount of food that is everywhere. And she has a kind of black and red harlequin jester outfit that hangs loosely from her frail body. And from what you can see of her, like there's something seems to be like off with her mouth. It doesn't seem quite right for her size. Like perhaps whether it's just hard to tell just from the food detritus all over her face, because she just seems to be endlessly feasting up here. But something doesn't seem quite right. You also see in the middle of the circle here, there is what looks to be kind of like it almost looks like a man, like it has a humanoid form, but not quite. It has a number of chains that are all seemingly attached to it, hanging down. It seems to be kind of restricted to the center of the room, but it appears to be trying to dance strangely. It's a little bit unnerving to look at. It doesn't look quite right. Um, the dance of somebody under duress, maybe. Let me get some tokens in here so we can see where people are. Oop. Okay. There we go. So you're surprised to see that she doesn't really notice you. She seems to be fully intent on just continuing to go around consuming around this banquet table. Like you all have walked up, you're all kind of standing at the edge of this watching this display. And she just keeps on doing her thing.
Well, do you guys want to tell her, or do we just start with the killing? Okay, then.
I mean,
We will
there's
cast
no,
a fireball.
yeah, there's no reason to stand on ceremony. Let's just do this shit.
Yeah, we'll just, after silence for a moment, we will just fireball the shit out of them.
All right. Well, go ahead and do a cast of that. It just like to kind of kick us off, and everybody roll initiative, and we'll get into an order after that. But we'll go ahead and let you.
Hell of a way to enter a room.
Right.
The 20-foot radius would hit both of them, I think, right?
Let's see. Oh yeah, 20-foot radius. Yeah, that's like 40 feet wide. That's huge.
Okay.
We'll hit that and a whole lot of stuff on these tables.
Oh. Oh. Sorry. I have the wrong character selected, maybe? What am I doing wrong?
I don't
Oh,
know.
now Boo has to target him. Okay, hold on. controlling two characters is weird.
It is. Yeah, I've noticed it could be a little funky when you do. There we go. That looks like you did it.
I don't know. Okay. Cool. Failure, success. I think I'm doing this with my staff.
Ooh,
Whoa.
nice. Damn, that would do a lot if it didn't roll so many
Yeah, that
ones on
was very
those.
terrible.
Oof. Still, pretty good opening blast there. Let's see. Oh, yeah, see, it looks like they both saved, and oh, he resists that too. Interesting. Okay. Well, we still got a good bit of damage. So, like, you guys kind of stroll up out of the darkness and just kind of casually chuck a fireball uh, into the middle of all of this, and it explodes. Um, the food on the table that she was currently in front of, um, just kind of flies everywhere, and like even you guys are kind of maybe splattered a little bit with some remnants of meat pies and other things, and you know the thought of it is a little horrific as to where these might have come from, even though they look like food now. Um, but yeah, that whole table just like blasts everywhere. The person in the middle of the room um, doesn't seem to be too phased by this, but he does stop undulating and kind of looks in your direction. And Tasha, over on the chair, uh, kind of got blasted backwards mid bite on something while you guys wandered in here. And she looks over at you all furious and lets out this pretty disturbing scream. And when she does, like, you can see that her mouth is like lined with all of these like really tiny, pointy little teeth, kind of shark-like almost. Definitely does not seem normal here. And with that, top of the. Oh,
Moose,
go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. My initiative on my sheet is screwed up somehow. I don't know what I did.
Oh,
There's like in the corner of the top of it of the box, like this +5. I don't know where that came from, and it somehow went up to +7, which it should not be that.
oh, Where, do you have any effects on you right now? No.
It was like +4.
Maybe it's. Is there something you put on that?
I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know what she would have done to do it.
yeah, I've never seen that before. I don't know what that
Not
means.
either. I don't know how it happened.
Congrats, you have an initiative boost. I don't know how that happened or where it's from. I'll try to find out later, I guess, but for now, whatever. Let's call it good. Something's boosted somewhere, and I don't know what else that would be. So,
Well, guess I'm always going first in initiative.
You have the same bonus as me.
oh yeah, it is. Yeah, that's not like too. That's not too super out of the ordinary.
It's
Well,
weird, but
it wasn't
like,
a 7 though. It wasn't a 7 before. And then
Hmm.
I don't know what that weird. It didn't have that little +5 on it. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah, we didn't like level or anything, so nothing new there. Weird.
No, like I went to go to my sheet to roll initiative, and all of a sudden it just popped up.
Oh, what the heck? Fantasy Grounds, what are you doing? Fantasy Grounds like shooter night.
And now
You-
suddenly
you-
I just got 10 hit points. Where the hell did those just come from?
your
wait,
mom.
No, my mom's not that nice.
Yes, she is.
No, she's not. She's not a nice person.
She's to me.
okay, those shouldn't be there. I'll fix that.
Like a ghost or something. A gremlin.
Okay, I think that part should be fixed now.
Yep,
Okay,
the
let's see.
temps are gone.
Let's see. Everybody rolled initiative right. Everybody's in order. Okay, well, I guess Jinku, you're up first here then. the smell of kind of freshly toasted, well, burned, various foodstuffs kind of fills the air. It's a little bit acrid though. Did they give me a picture of these guys? Let me see. Let's see if I can get you a picture. Oh, they didn't. That's rude. I got a picture of the guy in the middle of the room at least.
Sure, token looks scary.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they gave me the token, but they didn't give me. Did they not give me a picture of her? Really? That seems.
Well, if her token picture is accurate, she's terrifying.
Yeah, they literally only gave me like. Oh wait, is it this? Oh, that works. Okay, I have the front cover of this. That works. That has a picture of her.
Yep.
She looks great.
That is the stuff of nightmares.
Mm-hmm. We can. You understand why Gentry didn't like the clown lady.
Yeah.
Not at Yeah, there's that. There's the guy in the middle of the room. Now we got a little visual for those at least. Jinku, what are you getting up to?
I'm gonna dash on over to her because she's very far away, and that's gonna be all I'm gonna be able to do.
As you're like dashing up to her on this chair, you realize that she's a lot taller than you thought. Like she's sitting on this chair, but like just proportion wise, as you're getting up close to her, she's probably like 16 feet tall. With like really long.
She's two of me basically.
Yeah, like she's sitting kind of cross-legged on this chair, and like as I said, like she's kind of weirdly gaunt for the amount of food that she's consuming. But she's got these like really spindly long legs that are kind of folded cross-legged under her right now. That just from a guess, just from like looking at her, yeah, like you think she's like twice as tall as you if she stood up.
Let's hope she doesn't.
Indeed. Are you when you get up? So you run up there. Are you taking like a swing at all or anything, or just?
I can. I had to dash to get to her.
Oh, you had to dash. Okay. You dash up and take a look. All right. Well, that brings us to the guy in the middle of the room. Let's see here. So he kind of moves in your direction, Jinku. He kind of stands across this kind of large banquet table from you here. And like these chains that are around him, like you can see they're kind of dangling off of his head and off of his arms and stuff, and a lot of them seem to have like blades down at like the end of them. And he kind of gets a little bit of motion going with his arms, and he goes like, and like lets some of these like fly in your direction here, trying to strike you. Hitting.
Does the table offer me no cover?
I think. Well, I guess with how large the tables are, I guess they would give you some. Which, fuck, trying to remember how that in what is that? How does that work in 5e? Cover
Maybe
is.
disadvantage?
I think you're right. Hold on, let me roll that with disadvantage then. 1 second. I'll do that again. All right, a miss. Okay, 1 hit instead of 2. Saved yourself a little bit of damage there, Jinku. For 8 slashing damage. So, like, one of these chains, like, comes, rushing your direction, uh, kind of ricochets off of a, tray of something, doesn't quite get into your direction. But the other one goes pretty much straight across the table and gets you in the arm, doing you a little bit of slashing damage as it flies past and then kind of gets pulled back to this guy in the middle here. Tasha, over here, she... As you're looking at her, I mean, she's already pretty scary looking as it is, and you're maybe already a little bit not too happy about being up this close to her. But like her head like turns in your direction in the wrong direction. So, like you're to her right, but her head turns to the left all the way around to look at you. And this kind of unnerves you even more. And she grins, and you can see kind of the glint of the candlelight around here off of those shark-like rows of pointy little teeth. And oops, why isn't she? Oh, there we go. Target Jinku. All right, you are overcome with fear at this, Jinku. This is a
Is
little,
that right?
little too spooky for you, and you are frightened. Which, if I remember right, in 5e, when it's your turn, you gotta you run away. You try to get away from her. Let me check. Frightened. You have disadvantage while the source of your fear is within line of sight. So if you can get out of line of sight, that won't count. And then you can't move closer to her. You don't have to run away, so it's not like forcing you to move, but you cannot move closer to her than you are. Too spooky for you. Which brings us to Zai, who I'll control here. Zara moves up, kind of takes a little bit of cover behind this banquet table here. And she summons her spiritual weapon, her flaming purple scythe here, by this chain devil. And strikes out at this guy, hitting, doing a decent chunk of damage, 10 damage from this spiritual weapon scythe from her. Which brings us to Mix.
Mix is going to go for this chain devil, I guess.
Okay.
He's moving up to get in range of this other lady for this next round, but he's going to
Yep.
throw an Eldritch Blast at this guy, I guess.
All right, fire away. Nice, that strikes. Arcing across the table full of food here. Some of the food below it gets a little bit singed as well in the process. 12 damage from that Eldritch Blast. His chains kind of flail wildly around him, reacting to these things that are hitting him here. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, boo.
One moment.
Sure.
Let me look at one thing here. Okay. Boo will kind of smack his staff on the ground and actually use his staff to cast fireball this time.
Okay. What is
Um,
what does that do different?
it's a 5th level rather than a 3rd level when you use the staff.
Oh shit! Nice.
An extra two damage die.
Okay. And
That looks really cool.
it does look really cool that way. Where are you pointing at? Just kind of on the right hand side of this like dais.
Yeah, behind, kind of to the right and angled, so that the edges of it are scorching these two, but not getting Jinku, but really close. Like I want to singe Jinku's trunk hairs with it.
Okay. Okay.
That's fine. I'm in the need of some trunk hair removal, so.
Oh, nice. Those are some failed saves on their parts.
Wait, let me really quick add these additional damage die.
That was a lot
That
of
was a
dice.
lot of die. Wow.
Damn,
Okay.
he fully resists fire. Damn. All right. So this fireball, again blasts out from the staff after you tap it on the ground. Full wizard badass mode here. Flies across more of this food that wasn't already getting burnt. It's getting burnt. Some of these trays are kind of lighting on fire. Kind of adding more flickering to the room here. She takes a decent bit of damage from this, and lets out another kind of ethereal scream of sorts. Like it almost sounds like multiple people screaming. It's kind of unnerving. The guy in the middle, though, just fully just eats it. It hits. The flames wash over him. It's another day. Doesn't seem to phase him at all.
Okay, that's my turn.
All right.
I got more up my sleeve for that.
All right. And how about our Doom Frog?
Doomfrog will run up and. Ooh, sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Doomfrog will run up and start working the Chain Devil
Okay.
over with the triple unarmed strike.
All right. Blast away. Nice. And 2. And 3. Nice.
Very nice.
All right. Good damage there. So Torta jumps in here. This Chain Devil guy is just kind of still, just kind of brushed off this fireball that came by. And Torta comes leaping over this banquet table, fists flying, laying into him, dodging out of the way of the chains with these blades as they come swinging around in response to his strikes, laying into this guy. Which brings us to Torta again at the top of the round.
Nice.
Very nice. Dang, Torta.
Well, where fire failed, our froggy succeeded.
Fire,
Torta,
fire fails, fists succeed.
Torta spits on the corpse and says, "The tarts here suck."
Accurate.
Nice. Nice.
Accurate. Very good. All right. So that's sort of laying into this guy. He kind of collapses backwards onto the ground, and like as this happens, Tasha over on her throne, kind of lets out this kind of annoyed sounding grunt. This just like almost a bit of disappointment. It sounds like as he collapses onto the ground and gets spat on by Torta. Uh, he doesn't have a turn anymore. Jinku. Currently frightened, but at least saving on laser hair treatments.
Yes, those are costly, so. Okay, and you said I don't have to run away from her, right?
Correct. You don't have to run away. You just cannot move any closer.
Well, I am as close as I need to be, so I'm going
That
to try
works.
to attack twice with the flail.
You do have disadvantage though,
That's fine.
since you are in line of sight of the thing you're scared of.
So since you have frightened on me, will that roll automatically, or do I need to hit disadvantage on the bottom?
I believe it should roll automatically. I assume.
Correct.
I assume if they have it
Okay.
as an effect, it's gonna do what it's supposed to do. So. Yeah, it looks like it's doing it. Nice.
Yep.
Okay. So, Jinko, you come flying in with your flail here, somewhat inaccurately as you're trying to hit this large demonic creature with your flail while also trying to avoid looking at it as much as you can. You're just like, away! And it's not really working out very well for you. A ball on the end of a chain on a stick. It's a little harder to hit accurately when you can't see where you're trying to smack the ball at, unfortunately.
Not impossible.
Not impossible, but just a little more difficult. Are you doing anything else aside from flailing?
No, that's it.
Okay, staying there. All right. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see. All right, so Tasha here. Yeah, as you're continuing, you're flailing at her. You're trying to avoid looking at her. Oops, that's not what that was supposed to do.
Sure, hit me where it hurts with my wisdom, which is non-existent.
All right, that shouldn't be one that's applied to you. Misclicked that there. All right, so you're trying to avoid looking at her, and you're still frightened, but for some reason, as you're like looking at her, you suddenly find this whole situation incredibly hilarious, and you fall prone onto the ground, just laughing uproariously at everything that is going on. And she kind of she's like smiling down at you on the ground here, and like you're still kind of frightened, but you almost feel like you can't do anything at it. Like your frightened self is like inside another box that is madly laughing, and you can't do anything about it. That just makes it all the more spooky.
Two things here.
Yep.
Okay, I'm frightened and laughing. I'm definitely gonna pee my pants. And I fucking hate this place. That's all.
All right. And at the same time, she also let's see here. What is this? Oop. All right. So after she casts this onto you, and you fall to the ground laughing, she uncrosses her legs and stands up from this throne that she's was sitting on. And yeah, she is definitely like at least twice as tall as you, and like her kind of long, skinny legs that are kind of clad in this almost kind of tattered Harlequin outfit, uh, like almost look even a little more spider-like, just with how um, disproportionate they seem to the rest of her body. And she moves in the direction of Mix and Zai over here. Just kind of steps over you on the ground here as you continue laughing. Boo.
That one is mine to kill. And again, I'll slam my staff down, and I will expend all but one charge in it on magic missile.
Okay, how many magic missiles does that do?
Sec here, sorry.
That's fine. That's fine.
16.
Oh, fuck! Damn! Alright, let's do it.
This is gonna be great.
This is awesome. Look at all those dice!
Holy fuck!
So you should add 15 to that because it didn't multiply the +1 that you get on those.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Sorry about that, but it should be 54, not 39.
Holy shit!
God damn, that's awesome. Oh, wow.
Dude, this is your moment to shine as this battle.
Fucking hell. So you tap his staff on. Boo, you tell me how that look. How does that look casting 16 fucking magic missiles at once out of your staff?
I would imagine for effect, like they all come out and fly and narrowly mix. Like all around him, and then just one right after another pound into him. I imagine magic missiles are like when you pick up souls in Hollow Knight. Like that's what they look like.
Yeah.
Except for they hurt. So it's just exploding her face.
Okay.
Beautiful. So beautiful.
All right. So, like these magic missiles are like pouring across this area. Mix is kind of dancing a little bit as he's going around him, smashing into Tasha here, doing a whopping 50 some odd damage here. And like as these are kind of hitting her in sequence, like she almost seems to be like heaving in the process as these are slamming into her body. And let's see. As these are striking her, you see two beings being like vomited up out of her. So like these are striking her, she's taking all this damage, flailing everywhere, and like all of a sudden somehow out of her frame, like it doesn't make any physical sense. It almost kind of hurts your brain a bit seeing it happen. These people are being like vomited up out of her. And let's see, is that both in there? Oops, I added too many. One of them looks to be a dwarf. Kind of an older woman dwarf. And, she comes erupting out of this unnatural mouth of this creature, lands on the ground, immediately begins screaming, and, seems to be turning towards whoever's closest to her to go run at them. The other one that lands kind of nearby Torta looks to be a female goblin who also lands on the ground and immediately starts screaming, "We were the pies! We were the pies!" and runs in Torta's direction. Which brings us to Boo.
That's a hell of a
Boo just go.
Hell of a mind to taste. Yeah, I.
Oh wait, Boo just went. Sorry, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a lot
did
of.
some epic shit.
That's right. Boo
Yeah.
just did some epic shit. Okay, which brings us to Zai then. So now we have a couple extra people here. This kind of elderly but stout-looking dwarven woman, kind of charging in Mix and Zai's direction here. She moves her animate weapon or spiritual weapon scythe over towards Grata, this dwarf. Excuse me. Let me untarget the chain devil guy since he's dead. Let me turn him off because he's dead. That works. And strikes at her, striking her with this scythe and dealing 5 damage. In addition to this, she also casts Spirit Guardians around her. I can't. I know she's cast this before, but I can't remember what she described that her Spirit Guardians look like. Um,
It's been a long time.
it
I don't
has. It's been a
remember.
while since we've seen her
She doesn't
cast it.
use that spell very often.
Yeah, I would. If I was gonna guess, it probably either looks like cats or owls or something like that. We'll go with it's like a cloud of purple cats rotating around her, and kind of around Mix too. It doesn't like affect you, Mixed. Mix since you're friendly. Um, but both of you are kind of ensconced with this cloud of whirling purple spiritual cats at the moment from that. Which brings us to this dwarven lady. She runs up, just continuing to scream wildly in horror, like she's been in some sort of torturous nightmare for God knows how long. She has like a short little club that came with her when she got vomited up, and she smacks at you, Mix, with it. Completely missing, perhaps from the hysteria. Mix. Oh, I almost forgot. She got close to you guys, so she takes Spirit Guardians damage. Oop.
Okay. I thought these guys were friendly, but obviously not.
And okay, I should have rolled that first because the cloud is farther than you are, Mix. So she comes running towards you with this club into this like cloud of swirling spiritual guardians, and continuing to scream hysterically, just absolutely insane. Uh, is like almost kind of torn to shreds by these spiritual guardians as she comes to swing at you, and obviously misses because she is no longer there. So that brings us to you, Mix. Grata is not there anymore. She died from spiritual guardians.
Well, Mix is just going to look at the Tosh, give her the middle finger, and say "fuck you," and cast Witch Bolt at her face as a 4th level spell
Ooh.
with a +2 because of his robes.
Ooh.
So that's also a +2 to damage, I believe, for each level.
That
Or is
sounds
it
right.
just once?
Let me check. That sounds right, though. Hold on. Witch bolt.
No, I'm using the arch robes, archmage
Right,
robes.
right, right. Yeah, I mean, it looks like the damage increases by a d12 for each level above first. So you would be adding a couple d12s onto that, it sounds like.
And an attack bonus of 2, so I need to program that into the spell real quick. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. You should also be able to either just click the +2 down in the bottom left, to do that too. But yeah, if you add it in manually, then you don't have to think about it
Well,
anymore.
This is always active, so I'm just adding this
Yeah,
in
you
so I
might as
can
well
use
just add it
spells.
in so it's there. Good point. All right, that hits. Go ahead and roll up those d12s. Ooh, nice, nice, nice. What do we got? 22. All right. So that witch bolt lashes upwards, striking her directly in the forehead, dealing a nice chunk of damage here. She has she has this kind of Harlequin makeup on, but now there's kind of a singed uh, hole almost, kind of right in the middle of her forehead from this witch bolt on her. And she kind of reels backwards with another scream as that witch bolt strikes her. And when she reels back forwards, another person comes vomiting up out of her, and she deposits him kind of over here behind her. Looks to be a male, kind of male elfin looking person, kind of dressed in kind of peasant, kind of farmer type garb, it looks like. Also, just absolutely screaming with insanity. Which brings us to. Oh, wait, were you doing anything else, Mix? Movement at all or anything?
No, I'm staying right here. I mean, she's basically doing psychic and spell damage, which I'm pretty much immune to, so I don't care.
All right. Torta, right at the top of the order again. Chain Devil is down. This goblin got vomited up and is running in Torta's direction. Or looks to be about to run in Torta's direction between these tables. Screaming about being pies.
Sorry, I forgot I was Torta.
That's fine. I know the feeling.
Torta will. Yeah, he'll run up over by Mix and try and hit her a couple times.
Okay. Ooh.
Oops, I shouldn't have rolled that. I'll roll my 2 normal damages and then I'll adjust that third one to the crit here. Set.
Okay.
There we go.
Nice. All right. Laying into her there. Good stuff. All right, and looks like Mix, you're second up in the order.
Oh, I'm just gonna use my action and hit her again with the witch bolt.
All right, Witch Bolt away.
It's stuck on her now. She's screwed.
Nice. All right. Another 28 damage with that. And as this strikes her, she kind of turns her head to the side, and this like fully armored gladiator comes erupting out of her mouth and lands next to you here, Mix. Also, just screaming absolute batshit mad.
Is he within range of the spirit guardians? Because
He would be. So when it gets to his
Alright.
turn, that would go into effect. So when his turn comes up, he'll roll that damage.
It happens on entry and on your turn.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll roll that now then. Thanks
Yep.
for letting me know. All right, so.
Sorry to rules lawyer you, but
Oh no, you're good.
Yeah, that's the nasty
Baza
thing about
did that to
Spirit
me for
Guardian.
years. So yeah, that's the benefit to Spirit Guardians because you can move around, move an enemy into it, and then it'll nail them on your turn, and then you can nail them on theirs.
Okay, so let me do that. Mm. All right. So he's saved, which I think does half. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this fully armored gladiator comes, her torso kind of unnaturally undulates, and this fully armed gladiator comes erupting out of her mouth, lands on the ground. Among this cloud of purple spiritual cats, immediately takes 19 damage. He's still up and running. He's still up and going though, screaming. Which brings us to Zai, who her scythe's still right over here where the dwarf lady was before, so she strikes with her scythe at. Why did that not? Oh, I wasn't targeting him. I'm dumb. Hitting Marcus, this gladiator guy, and dealing another 8 damage to him. He's still up and running though. Continues screaming, "Boo!
Boo!
Boo!"
What impressive shit you gonna do this time, Boo?
Fireball.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Hold on, sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Oh, we will wait patiently for Fireball.
Oh, there we go. I think I can angle it backwards to hit Todd, Tasha, and Kin. Time.
Okay. That seems reasonable. All right.
Just a regular fireball. Sorry, guys.
It's still impressive.
Nice. All right. Another hefty chunk of damage there. Kine in the back, just absolutely toasted, collapses to the ground. Screams a little bit more in the process, but then the screaming stops. Todd still seemed like obviously singed, burning, still screaming though, so he seems to be still well enough to do that. And Tasha is, looking fairly beat up, but still there.
That's all I'll do then.
Okay. All right. So. Let's see here. All right. So let's see. This is how big? All right. So Mix and Torta and Zai, you know, you guys are pretty close to Tasha, and she's kind of, leering over you since she's like 3 times most of your height. And you see in the air above you this kind of twisting pattern of multiple colors form, and it kind of weaves in and out of itself. It's almost a bit mesmerizing. And
Is that a spell?
That
Because
it is a spell,
I
yeah.
roll that day. Okay, I get +2. Is it a psychic spell?
I'd say like, it doesn't do specifically psychic damage, but it's like a hypnosis spell, so it would probably be in that realm.
So I get advantage if that I fail save. First off.
Let me see. So if a failed save, on a failed save, the creature becomes charmed, and while charmed, the creature is incapacitated.
Oh no, I succeeded. So I don't need to do that part. Never mind.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything on a success that happens. Okay, so Zai. Looks like Zai's the only one that failed. So Zai is incapacitated. So you see her, kind of staring up at these colors, and she kind of just almost collapses to the ground on her knees, just kind of staring upwards at these. Just select her. There we go. Incapacitated by these, and when this happens, like her, scythe that was floating nearby kind of clatters to the ground. This whirling dervish of spiritual cats that was around you kind of fades out as she kind of collapses, hypnotized by this weaving of colors above the three of yours heads. And from above, down in Torta's direction. Get these targets correct. Her hands, which they seem pretty, like her fingers almost seem pretty sharp looking on the end. These long arms kind of whisk down out of the, out from above you, slashing at Torta several times. Missing twice, but then critting on the last one. Dealing 21 damage to Torta. And as her claws dig into Torta, she grabs him in his hand and begins lifting him up off of the ground. Which brings us to Jinku. Which it looks like, I think, how long did that spell you got hit with last? Hold on here. Hideous Laughter. Okay, so it looks like the laughter that you got hit with, Jinku, it lasts for a minute, but you can do another wisdom saving throw each turn, or if you take damage, it will knock you out of it as well. So I think with that, since you're like kind of incapacitated by that, all you can do is just do your save. Which, I think that
Holy shit. That's the best I've ever done on a wisdom save throw.
that works. That passes. All right. So, Jinku, you managed to kind of shake yourself out of this kind of laughing stupor that you were in. And, you pull yourself up. Well, I guess you're still prone. You still got to get up off the ground, but you kind of look up and you see, and you're looking at Tasha from behind. She currently has Torta in one hand, kind of lifting him up off the ground. Zai's kneeling on the ground, staring at some weaving lights in the sky, and there's a goblin and some armored guy nearby, just screaming, screaming their heads off. They're absolutely insane.
I'm not even gonna waste time getting up. I'm just gonna pull my longbow out and shoot it at the big scary lady.
Okay.
Twice. Which probably isn't gonna work because I'm still frightened, but
Let's see. How does let me double check. How does that one? How long does that last? Where is that spell? Ah, here we go. Ah, okay. You can. Well, actually, with that saving throw you got in the wisdom, that would have taken that off too, because it looks like it's a wisdom saving throw for both of those. The end of each of your turns. So we'll just take that for both. Why not? Will be nice. So let me take that off of you.
okay. So let me re-roll that then.
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll that without the disadvantage on you. Well, still missed anyways.
Okay, I'm gonna do my second attack.
Okay. Ooh, nice. Nice.
Didn't do much, but you know,
Better than
on the
nothing.
ground.
Better than nothing. Oh wait, let me delete that guy because he's dead. All right, so Yurt, this goblin who's continuing to scream about how they were the pies, just over and over and over. Sees Torta getting lifted up in the air and is kind of continuing to scream and laugh, and sees you shooting from over here, and Yurt runs over in your direction. Jinku has her little scimitar here, tries to strike at you, completely misses. And when she misses and like completely whiffs the shot, she like just kind of lets out another even louder scream just directly upward, and then continues just chanting over and over, "We were the pies! We were the pies! We were the pies!" Which brings us to Todd, who is looking a little beat up from the fireball and some other stuff, but he runs at you, Mix, with his spear. Gets a crit. Alright, dealing 22 damage. You keep your concentration up, though, thankfully. So that works for you. But took a good whack there. Jinku. This little goblin's
So I am
really
still
loud in your
gonna.
face.
Yeah, I still am not getting up off the ground. I'm going to pick up my flail that I just set next to me and be like, can you all please stop screaming? And I'll attack twice with my flail.
Okay. That's a hit. Nice. Okay, one
Okay,
hit
so
with your
I only
flail. Yurt goes
needed.
down.
So then, since they're gone, I will use my second attack to shoot another arrow at what's her face there.
Tasha.
Alright, that's everything for my turn.
Okay. Which brings us to Zai, who is completely incapacitated at the moment. Just continuing to stare up at these weaving colors in the air above her. Drooling a little bit, maybe. Tasha. She brings Torta up to her face. And, Torta, she's like bringing you very uncomfortably close to her mouth. And she kisses you. And it's horrible. Absolutely horrible. And you feel this kind of psychic energy washing over you as she kisses you here. You take 9 damage from this and become charmed by Tasha.
Wait, hold on.
Okay. What are you doing, Boo?
1 second. No, well, never mind. It's poisons. Okay, I was thinking monks were immune to that kind of stuff, but I was wrong.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't he have stuff with his skin though?
Yeah, but it's not really gonna affect that way. So
Right.
okay,
I
That's
mean,
too
I mean, you
bad.
could try. Like, if you like, I don't know what skin he
Give
would
it
have on right
cooties.
now, but if you want to have there be one, that seems perfectly logical that he would have one of his skin effects up. He just kind of is always.
I can try here.
Give her cooties.
Okay, so she's charmed back. Bitch.
I'm not
Well,
really.
don't kiss frog.
I'm not really sure how this would work if they're both charmed to each other.
This is
They
the
fall in
Spider-Man meme
love.
at this point.
Yes, Spider-Man meme at this point. Well, this is an interesting situation. All right.
So
Hmm.
yeah, so it would have resolved to where, because it's not an effect that he's doing; it's an effect that is on his skin
Mm-hmm.
through a biological function, right? So she
Correct.
pokes, gets it. As the spell resolves on him, he is charmed to her.
Uh-huh.
Then the spell resolves on her, and she is charmed to him. It's not like the god powers; they're just like regard each other as kind of friendly or something.
Well, hers is. Hers is like charm give commands type charm.
Yeah, I mean, so I think they both would resolve.
So they just like cancel each other out, kind of.
No, no, they're both gonna see each other as friends.
Oh, I see what you mean.
That's all.
Okay.
So her god stuff would still work.
Okay,
If
I
anything,
see what
better
I
maybe.
see what you mean. So it's not so much that like Torta is charmed to her, but she also wants to kill him. He is charmed to her, and also he's a good friend.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, interesting. Which brings us to Boo.
Got weird, didn't it?
Boo will use a level 2 magic missile on Tasha.
Okay, nice.
Not as exciting as when you threw 16 of them at her, but still pretty cool.
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right, that's Boo's turn.
nice. All right, and that broke her concentration. You see Zara like kind of slump over and catch herself a bit, and kind of rub her eyes. No longer hit like these weaving colors and lights that were above the air above you three over there kind of fade out, and she is back. Mix. Todd here stabbing at you.
Oh, Todd's got to go. I'm gonna keep my witch bolt up,
Okay.
but instead of using it this time, I'm going to cast Gust on Todd.
Ooh, okay, smart. What does that do? Well, he fails that save.
So he gets thrown off the edge of this thing and splats on the ground.
That would do it.
It basically just flings him back 5 feet.
Yeah, and that's far enough that it's over the edge of this. That works. Nicely done. Good thinking there. All right, so Todd, blasted backwards by this gust of air, falls to the ground below and is no longer an issue.
Bye, Todd.
Bye.
Terrible name for a gladiator.
All right. Which brings us to Torda, who would. Well, I guess he hasn't been put down yet, so he's still restrained. He can't really do too much at the moment. But he thinks Tasha's pretty nice, I guess. He seems to be wanting to get after one of you guys. You really gotta stop getting Torda brain jacked by people.
Hey, that is his problem,
This
not ours.
like the third time I think Tortoise gotten brain jacked by someone. Oh no!
He should guard his brain more carefully.
Right, you've really got to get him a tinfoil hat at this point. All right, Mix, you're at the top of the order.
How is it he gets taken
I'm
advantage of so easily? I'm the dumb one. How do they not take me?
Nice witch bolt. All right, another chunk of damage here. Nothing else vomiting out this time. But you do a bit more damage to her, so that's good. All right. So, Tasha, she sets Torta down on the ground, and she also kind of raises her hand and slashes down in Mix's direction with her claws. Hitting and hitting. Keeping your concentration up, though. Nice. And let's see. Is that? I think that was just. Oh yeah, that would. And like as she slashes at you that second time, her hand closes around you as well, Mix, and you're currently grappled by her. You do still have your concentration up though, so that works. Which brings us to Zai, who is back with us, no longer hypnotized. Let's see here. She how's this? She targets. Does everyone need some? Jinku does. Torta does. Mix does. Alright, so she targets those of you that are damaged and casts Prayer of Healing on you three. And heals Jinku, Mix, and Torta for 17. Jinku. Tasha's picking up Mix.
That ain't good. Alright, I'll finally get up off the ground. And I'm gonna come up to her because I'm not very good with my bow. And I'm going to attack her with my flail twice. Okay, and then I am going to use something that I forgot I had and just discovered I have an action surge. And this I can use this once until we have a short or long rest, and gives me an additional action so I can try to attack her one more time.
Okay. Nice.
Not that it
Oof.
helped.
Oof.
So we
Oof.
gotta kill this bitch.
Indeed. All right. Tordum, who's currently charmed by Tasha, moves towards Zyara here. And does some punching, unfortunately. Oop. Let me fix some of these effects that are... There we go. Okay, so Torda to Zy, Torda. I would say she probably has him unarmed strike twice on Zy. So if you want to roll those for me quick.
Oh no.
Ooh, at least that was a 1. Nice roll. That's where we want. We want low rolls on those right now.
Okay. We need to gain control of our frog.
All right, boo.
Another magic missile.
Okay.
Level 2.
Okay.
That would be it.
All right. All right. So as these are striking into her, a male dwarf comes erupting out of her mouth. Also screaming, kind of anxiously sounding, and screaming about how I need to go back in and rescue me wife. Zai, top of the order here. She ooh. Well, there you go. This might be handy for you guys. She casts. She targets Torta here, and casts Dispel Magic. Let's see, that spell that she did was a level, so that would be DC 10 spells. Okay. So see, this was. Hold on. Let me check. Gotta check what that would fall under. What the DC of this would be. Let's see. Okay, so we gotta. So she does dispel magic on Torta. Has to beat a 13 to dispel. Let's see what she rolls here.
Come on, Zai, get our frog back.
Rolls a 5. Oof. Does not dispel this time around. Jinku.
Okay. I'm gonna try using a spell, which Jinku doesn't do often because she's not good with her magic, but desperate times. I'm going to cast Thunder Wave. So this should help because this will do damage no matter what. So thunderous force sweeps out from you. So a creature in a 15-foot cube originating from me must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, so that would be the
So
dwarf and
actually,
her.
yeah, I was gonna say I think I can get both of them in it.
Yep,
So.
I can get both of them.
So does half damage if they succeed on the save, but full damage 2d thunder if they fail.
All right, so this thunderwave blasts out from you, Jinku. This dwarf that was coming out screaming madly here kind of gets blasted against this banquet table here, and he dies. Decent bit of damage to, or a little bit of damage to Tasha as well. She is not looking too good. Mix.
Okay, how far?
If you want to try, okay, I will tell you, since you haven't gotten brought up to her yet, you can try to escape the grapple. It's a DC 15. If you want to try to do that. Otherwise, if you have stuff that you can cast without your hands, and it looks like your concentration was still up on your witch bolt, so you should still be able to do that too. I think, even though you're grappled.
Oh, I was wondering how far off the ground I was.
Maybe like 5 feet right now. You're in the process of getting like lifted up to her head. Not super far yet.
So when it hits Zyara or Torta, I'm gonna look at her, smile. This is a verbal spell,
Okay.
so I can still do it.
Nice, nice.
And I'm going to thunder step out of her hand 7 feet away.
Nice,
Nice.
nice. Let's do it.
You show that bitch. You show her.
Ooh. Nice. All right, and yeah, go ahead and move yourself wherever the heck you went with that. So this thunder step, comes down, smacks her, like she is like flailing around madly, um, like and like you're looking at her like body, like you've seen her like the couple of times that she's like vomited up people out of whatever is in her. Um, her body would kind of like undulate, and then like people would pop up out. It's almost kind of like violently doing that now. She's not looking good. Which brings us to Boo. Can you finish us off?
Well, let's see if we can do it with the magic missile.
Classic.
Kill this bitch.
Yeah, it takes.
Oh, you were 2 damage short on your thunder step to take her out. Makes us like, that would have been. It was so close there, but the magic missile does it. Boo steals the glory at the last moment with that.
Shit, that bitch was hard to kill.
So as this strikes into her, like she kind of falls over backward. Like Jinky, you almost like dodge a little bit out of the way as she kind of falls over backwards. Like she's just like convulsing everywhere. And like you all are like watching this, and it almost seems, and this is just horrific to see. It almost seems like like from her mouth, her entire body like turns inside out, and suddenly hundreds of people are just like pouring out of this space where she was, just like these panicked, disheveled people, just like getting flung like all over this dais, like on these tables, on the floor. There some of them are like screaming, some of them are crying. They all look, various states of um, hunger and starvation. And you hear this like loud like crack around you, and looking up above, like all around you, like on this like floating dais here, seems to be just this gigantic dark void. And you see like up above you, um, just a very faint, what looks like starlight. You can start to see just like a sliver of what looks like a starry night sky. And suddenly this seems to cascade from above you, like across the top, down the sides. Like this whole dimension seems to be disintegrating, with you and this dais full of survivors with it. And you guys are scrambling, trying to hold on to something. Everything is just like moving around, bouncing up and down. It's like an earthquake's going on. And then you notice like even the dais under you here is almost like disintegrating away, like turning to sand, blowing away. Like the edges are falling away, and then it's all gone, and all of you are falling through some sort of void until you seem to strike something, all of you. Not as hard as you would have thought with how long you were falling, um, but you kind of come to, opening your eyes kind of, blearily, and all these people are around you, moaning and in pain and disturbed, and you seem to be in that kind of square in the dock ward, where the cart used to be. And you catch just the last few seconds of this cart kind of imploding in on itself and like disappearing into nothing, and all of you and all of these people that were inside of it and have been consumed from all over the place. Apparently, this is way more people than probably lived in this little neighborhood. This is probably a lot of people that she had consumed over all of her travels. You see all different races, all different types of people, and you're all just kind of in a big pile of having a great time in a square in Waterdeep.
I'll immediately start advertising that if anybody needs a drink or a sandwich after something like that, please come on up to our tavern. And if you would like to thank me for being the sole individual responsible for saving all of your lives, you can do that too.
He never misses an opportunity to plug our establishment.
He never does.
How
So,
else can I get retirement? Retirement fund.
No, I'm not like putting you on blast. I think that's great. This is why you're head of PR.
so among all of these people that are evidently still alive, that were inside of her, the couple of ones that that were around and that you had slain, like their bodies lie nearby, along with this chain devil that you guys had killed. His body came out of the dimension too, and Zyra goes over to take a look at this chain devil here, kind of looking it over, seeing if there's anything of interest at all, and notices um, it's very difficult to see among like all of these like chains and things that had seemingly been like attached into his form somehow. But there is a small necklace around his neck that Zai notices, and she manages to pull it off to take a look at like the pendant that's on it, and she recognizes that this pendant is the one belonging to the Castellanter house.
So
So is this dude still alive, or did we murder him?
Oh, no, the Chain Devil is very dead. But if you recall, which you may not, let me refresh your memory here. Earlier in this place, when you guys had to trade a bunch of memories with the weird chimera of all of you guys, one of the memories that you guys had gotten was let's see, that's Jinku's. It was Mix. So you actually are the one that got this memory. You had received a memory of a child that was offered up to a demon as a price to be paid for some sort of deal. And then you had memories of this child's transformation into some sort of demonic servitude. So, given that, Mix, Zai brings this necklace over and is kind of mentioning that she recognizes this. It seems like this may have been what became of the Castellanter's eldest child.
Oh shit.
Well, should we bring the body to them for them to bury, or should we just take the necklace and say that we discovered that he's no longer in agony?
That might be the nicer option.
yeah, but these rich people like to put their dead people in them weird hallways so that they can go look at them. And they don't even want to bring them back to life or anything. They just go look at them.
Do you mean a mausoleum?
Yeah, I always just think of it as cold storage, but sure.
Well, I mean, if he wasn't a devil, I could bring him back to life right now, but he's not exactly a person
Jinku
anymore.
looks to Zyara for the right thing to do. He's not listening to these hooligans.
Well, I mean, given that, from what it seems, this necklace that he had on at the time was probably all that was left of him, really, because it's been, a fair amount of time since their eldest son went missing.
Like,
So
does the body really, like, does he resemble a human anymore?
no, he looks like that picture of a chain devil.
Okay, well then we're not taking the body to them. We're just gonna take the necklace.
Let's take his face.
Yeah.
Please.
I feel like that
Yeah.
would probably be more disturbing to them than anything else.
At this point, it's like an office moment. Boo is standing up with the face is on the face, and he's like,
And Jinku is gonna slap you across the face with her trunk. Say, knock it off.
settle down.
Well, we'll just
Settle
take
down.
the necklace and we'll say we killed the demon we had him, and unfortunately, once the link was severed, he just disappeared. But the necklace was there and thought they would like to know that he's at peace.
Yes,
There, that's what we'll say.
that's
Okay.
good. That's
Okay.
good.
So we don't give him this face then?
No.
Cool. I'll put that in my.
Take it
Th-
back.
oh my god.
Jesus.
Um,
Jinku's starting to
Mix is
understand
gonna
how
look around.
Zyara feels most of the time.
So, like, as you guys are like conversing
Mix is
about
gonna
this. Oh, go ahead, Mix. Go ahead, Mix.
He's gonna look around at all the various people that she was spewing out that we kind of murdered, and start bringing them back to life. That way we don't get in trouble for that. Killing a demon's fine in Waterdeep, but these people we might get in trouble for. So he's gonna do spare the dying on everybody and bring them back.
Okay,
To be fair, we were not in Waterdeep when we killed them. We were in another dimension.
True.
But
Yeah.
the bodies are in Waterdeep, and the guards will be here in a second.
Yeah.
But we didn't kill them in Waterdeep. The bodies just happened to end up in Waterdeep.
Well, I mean, as you're like tending to these, people mix, like you do see, like it seems there had been, some guards that have been sent down here at some point. Somebody had mentioned like, all the people are gone. What the hell? And so there had been like guards looking around the area, and of course, a cacophony of hundreds of people. All of a sudden, many of them confused and in pain and crying. Many of them having no idea where or when they are. Um, some of them are, kind of picking themselves up off the ground, looking around confusedly, trying to figure out like, what just happened to them. You see, like, a guard or two coming in around the edge of the square, being like, "Oh, they're over here. There's hundreds of people. Quick, get some other backup. We're gonna need some assistance over here." And they see you kind of tending to one, giving some medical attention. Their mix. They're like, do you know what happened here? Where did all these people come from?
Is the wagon still sitting around, or did that disappear too?
Oh no, that like imploded on itself.
Well, you see, there was a demonic wagon that we warned the gate guards about. Y'all were supposed to be searching for. We found it. We went in. We killed the demon. These people popped out. I'm trying to save these people's lives. You might go get medical people, man. That's all you need to know. Just go get medical people to help them. Stop bothering.
I mean, the guard like seems fairly like flustered at just like the situation as it is, because there's like an absurd amount of people here, and he just kind of accepts your story at face value and is like, okay, well, I mean, I'm sure there'll be others who want to hear more about that later, but I'll go get some assistance for these people. Thank you. And heads off.
Next thing is gonna breathe a huge sigh of relief. Guy, I'm glad guards are stupid.
Jinku, you notice out of the corner of your eye, you see kind of peeking around the corner of one of the buildings nearby a Gentry little boy who had been like waiting outside the wagon when you guys first got here. He's kind of peering around the corner of one of the nearby houses at like all of the people around, and then you see his kind of face light up, and you see him kind of run off through the crowd, and shortly afterward you see him embracing the uh kind of crotchety individualist older lady that you guys had run into in there that didn't think too highly of the place. Graham, who I guess had looked after a lot of the orphans in the area. She seems to have made it out. Seems like some of the other people that you guys had like run into there, like when the dimension collapsed, they all got kind of ejected too. But she and Gentry are embracing over among the crowd.
I'll go over there and check on her, make sure she is okay.
So she sees you coming over there, Jinku, and she's like, "Well, that was certainly an unpleasant experience. At least it's over. Good gods. I don't know what they were doing in there, but that did not seem nice. I don't know why so many people thought it was so great." And she kind of pats Gentry on the head. "I'm just glad Gentry's safe."
Yes, Gentry's a good kid. Do you guys have somewhere to go? A home?
"Well, I have one. I don't have a lot of room, but, I let some of the kids sleep there sometimes. And, Gentry, you're more than welcome to come take a nap after all that. I'll cook you up something warm."
You can always send homeless children our way. They almost never disappear.
Well, I guess if I run out of something to cook for the night, then I guess at least I know there's somewhere else they can go.
We'll
I
always
can't
have
offer them
shoes
much,
for 'em.
but I can't offer them much, but at least they know that someone cares about them.
I can offer them a chance to contribute to immortality. So let them just make sure you send them our way, especially healthy, trusting ones.
She kind of side eyes you.
I think what Boo means to say is we like kids. We've taken in a few already, and if you ever find some in need that you can't help, we're happy to take more in.
Yeah,
We're doing pretty well for ourselves, and we're happy to help take care of some more kiddos. And Boo's also just a weirdo. He just talks weird. Don't mind him.
This whole thing, I'm just thinking of that one scene from The Office where Michael's making a screen name for himself, like a dating profile site. He's talking about how much he loves kids, so he makes his username on this dating profile site Little Kid Lover because he wants people to know he loves kids so much. Just like, oh no.
that's probably how you're not streaming, are you?
No, I am, yeah.
Well, Boo does it, but he comes across a lot less molestery.
Okay.
But like almost, yeah. Like he's probably fucking up at trying not to be creepy about it.
Yeah, Boo comes across it as well-meaning, but maybe a little too earnest, I would say.
Yep.
Yeah, because he's got lizard eyes, so they're just dead.
That's probably what it is. All right. Well, I think with where we are right now, we're probably just going to call that for tonight before we get into stuff coming next. And we're a little over halfway. I mean, we're over halfway there, but we'll just call that good since we finally finished that whole little side trek and get off a little bit early. And you guys do
Our
whatever you
Halloween
do for
adventure.
our Halloween adventure finally, as Christmas comes in 3 hours. So, oh jeez.
Our Christmas gift is that we finally finished our Halloween jaunt here.
Right, right. Let's see. Anybody I have that's on? Let's see. Not really. Understandable. All right. Well, we'll call that good, and we'll see you guys next time.